There we go. There we go. Hey, how's everyone doing? Let me get a couple things set up here so I can say hello. Let me see. First, say hello to everyone via chat. All right. Hey, how's it going, Sailor? Thanks for joining. Relafan, thanks for joining as well. We should do this. Let's see here. I'm checking on something on my channel real quick, guys. Or on my Discord, I should say. And let's see here. So wake up the Discord community. It's always nice to do a howl at everyone. Hey, what's up there, Warwick? How you guys doing? Hey, Yuki. What do you mean? I know what I said. So I was on just a few minutes before we started, ladies and gentlemen. I got to the pleasure of speaking to Yuki's mom, who sounds very nice. So I'm trying to figure out, hey, Yuki, maybe you're adopted, and that's really your your adopted mom, because your mom seems too nice to to have bared you, but I got Fox laughing on camera. That's a good one. It's always good when you can get Fox to laugh. All right. Hey, what's up, Zombie? Let's see here. Sailor Moon's asking, Sailor Outlaw's asking, what do I think about the wildfires? The wildfires are freaking crazy, man. It's whenever you look at the pictures or the videos, it's just unbelievable. You can't even wrap your head around what you're seeing. And I was in the fire service. And then you're hearing all of these horror stories. I mean, first of all, anyone losing their life is horrible right off the bat. I mean, I can't even imagine the circumstances of how these people died, and I'm sure they're going to come out. But it's like, did they stay in their house? Did they get trapped? Were they waiting for help? Oh my God, I don't know. I've seen personally, I have seen someone burned to death, and there was nothing I could do about it. And the screams are still in fact, as I'm telling you guys this, the hair on the back of my neck is kind of standing up because I'm remembering the screams. So it was really horrific. But then you hear a lot of the things about, like with LA City Fire, their budget was cut by $17 million. And then the mayor was trying to attempt to cut another $40 million. It's like, there you go. You're starting to see the problem with politics. We're spending money in places that we should not be spending money, and we're taking money from places we should not be taking money. We should never take money away from public safety, and this is exactly the prime reason. Water pressure dropped. There wasn't enough fire apparatus. There's a lot that's going to come out of this. This is far from being over. I mean, hopefully we'll get the fires under control here soon. And then subsequently, the investigations need to start. They really, really do. Let's see. So let's get on to a couple other things here. Hey, thanks, Yuki. I think I could get you one of these, Yuki. Actually, I know the guy who made them. He probably would make me another one just for you, to be honest with you. Hey, Tordai, I am doing well. Thank you very much. Hey, Zombie. Hey, thanks a lot for that, Warwick. I'm seeing the super chat already. I'm trying to get there. Ginger. Let me get through everybody. Doing good. Had a nice walk earlier with a 20-pound weighted vest. Good for you. First time since I got it from Christmas. 20 pounds. I don't know. I've never really weighed my outer vest. I'll let you know. I'll jump on a scale and see what it weighs. Let's see here. Oh, Yuki, I did not know you did a GoFundMe on behalf of an officer. Thanks very much for that, Yuki. I definitely do appreciate that. I did not know that. I'm good, guys. So Jay Barge, I'm good. Thank you for actually wishing me well. When you do whatever you believe in, if you do prayers or thoughts, please put them to all of those people, family that lost someone in the fires, and then to all the people that have lost their homes. Yes, we could rebuild, but I was like talking to my wife about it. Like, if we lost our house, what is it that we will not be able to replace? And luckily for us, and I don't know if you guys have done it. By the way, if you guys are here, please like. We're going for 25 likes with this Coffee with the Cop. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this will be our first and last Coffee with the Cop for Saturdays for the next 18 weeks. As of next Saturday, I will be teaching an EMT class all day from 8 to 6 p.m. So I will not be able to be doing Coffee with the Cop. So this will definitely be our last one for the next 18 months on a Saturday. So we'll try to do maybe a soda stream or something like that. But yeah, getting the likes. So I'm having just people have asked, what kind of coffee I have. I just have regular donut shop coffee. I put a little bit of whole whipping cream, and then there are these syrups called skinny syrups that I get from Amazon, and I like the vanilla. I do 2 pumps, and there you go. I'm trying to keep my coffee as healthy as you can give coffee. I am safe from the fires. We had a brief scare. We had a fire about a mile away from us. The fire department did a great job of getting it under control. It took about 2.5. Took about 2 to 3 hours for them, but they saturated the area so fast with about 30 to 40 fire trucks. So that was good. Let me see. Brady Kilman's in the house with us. What up, Chris? How's it since the state of California is on fire? Are you okay? I am great. I just feel bad for all the people that have been affected. And there is my brother, Ginger of Clan Ninja, throwing us some super chats from across the pond. Thanks, brother. Thanks. I really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate you coming on in here. I just appreciate you coming on in here, let alone throwing us a super chat. So, let's see. Ricard Hyde from Kurtzton. Oh, you shared it, Yuki. You shared it. Okay, I will. You know what, Yuki? I will. If you DM me it, I'll throw it on all my social medias and stuff like that. So we'll go from there on that, and we'll get that out there. We're going to find so many different stories. That's going to be the sad part. There's going to be so many different stories. Warwick, you're right. Houses could be rebuilt, but you know what? The sad part. And I was a stream. I'm not a stream. It was a comment. Billy Crystal, the actor, was he lost his home, and he talked about that. He said that you can rebuild, but what it is that they had lived in their home for almost, I think, the 70s, and he talked about that they raised their children in that house, they raised their grandchildren, and the memories that are in the room, the smells, all of those things are the things that you cannot ever replace. You can make the house look probably exactly the same, but it's going to be the memories or some of the stuff that's going to be gone from those memories. So that is the sad part. So my wife and I were talking about this. So what we did a few years ago is we took every photo that we've ever taken, 40,000 photos, and we had them scanned and upload it to the cloud. And then my wife's father, she came across, when he passed away, his 8mm recordings of them growing up. And so we had those all transferred to video. And then we gave each one of her brothers and sisters a copy. We haven't uploaded that video to the cloud yet. It's a lot, so we don't know if we'll be able to do that. But at a very minimum, everybody has a copy of it on a CD. So we may one day do that. But we have our own video library as well that we're going to probably send out to get transferred to digital. And then we'll probably do the same thing. We'll put it on CDs or throw it on some type of stable, probably an SSD drive. But the problem with putting it on the cloud is these files are so huge. I would probably need terabytes. I don't know, but beyond that, my collection would be the most missed. which has really got me thinking about getting insurance on my collection, because I have some very valuable stuff that I've been collecting since I was a kid. I mean, I have my original Mego action figures. I have my original 1977 Star Wars, action figures, Death Star, Millennium Falcon, all the play sets. My G.I. Joe collection from, the 1970s as well. So there's a lot of stuff that I have that I've had since I was a kid. And the part about it is that some of it's just trash, because I played with it, but it's the sentimental value of knowing that it was mine. I didn't buy it from eBay. It was the one that my parents or, my godfather had, purchased for me. So, there you go. Let's see here. Cheers. What coffee you drinking? I just told you guys that. Hey, Tordai says he's loving the Alienware. I actually like that game. I really do like that game. And last time I played it, I really didn't do the side missions, and I've really been enjoying the side missions. And so we will definitely we're going to go for the achievement, which is 40 side missions. I think we've only done 10 or 11, so we have a lot more to cover. So we'll be doing that. Let's see. We don't usually have fires here. We live in the mountains inside. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see, Yuki. A healthy coffee for me is by making it so it's pure coffee mixed with dairy milk. Yep. Hey, what's up, Black Air Force? Chris, working night watch gave me digestion problems and bloating. What do I do? Ooh, that's a good question. So shift work, that's what we call it, shift work. Shift work is basically, so in the field of public safety, ladies and gentlemen, we call what we do shift work. And what it means is that we're working basically 3 shifts. There's day shift, swing shift, and graveyard for the most part. And shift work is very hard on the body, especially the fact that, most people go work 9 to 5. They do that for the 25, 30 years of their life. And they get to have some semblance of what is, a regular life. Shift work, we don't get to do that because we're working swing shift, we're working graveyard, and you're essentially eating breakfast when you should be eating dinner, all of these various things. And it does have some really negative effects on your body, not just the mental stress, but the physical stress as well. But one of the things that a lot of people suffer from is they suffer from digestion problems. So I would tell you, Black, is I would probably keep my meals to very simplistic meals, a protein, a carb, and fat, and make your own meals. I will tell you, when I was doing, when I was working nights, I was doing a lot of basically stir-fried. And I know stir fry doesn't sound healthy, but stir fry is really based on the amount of oil that you use. I'm an avocado oil kind of person, but I would stir fry some veggies, bok choy, celery, sprouts, broccoli, snow peas, basically an Asian style type of stir fry. I would make my white rice, and then I would do chicken breast or beef. And that would be on my protein on the side, and that's what I would make. And it really, I felt pretty good about that. A lot of water. And when you can't handle water anymore, I'm a big fan of Crystal Light, flavored water. So, hey, Neil. So try that out. Try to just make them. I'm going to tell you right now, I think like a dirty keto, a dirty carnivore type of diet might be what you might try. All right, let's move on. Hey, Neil Balake, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you are here, please like. We have 17 people here, so we should have 17 likes, and we only have 12. So let's get some more likes, because that's what I enjoy. I enjoy getting the likes. So we definitely want to get over 25 likes. That will be awesome. And then we'll go from there. All right, let's see. Neil Bellick, he says hello and Happy New Year. You too. Let's see here. Hey, Chris, we got 18 inches of snow in Kansas, so I busted my ass down by Krampus Ramp. Ooh, man, that's not a good thing. Snow. That's what we need. That's what California needs right now. We need some snow to come on in. Yeah, Yuki, I'm a big fan now of making everything digital. It's just, so many things can happen. But I'm also a big fan of backing things up to CDs also, or hard drives, because, just never know when the system will go down. Let's see. Let's see here. Warwick says that's a good point. I lived in the same house since 1989. You can't replace memories. You can also. You're also right. Okay. Yep. Alienware, it's like a good movie or a good show. I definitely agree with you 100%. I like it all. I like it all. I think it's kind of funny that nobody has done a LA Noire ×2. It's just, you could just go in so many different directions. I mean, you could pick different eras of policing. So it would be good. But you know, it is pretty neat though that they did the 1940s, because it just opens up so much. And then the devs, man, they did a really good job. A lot of the streets that are labeled on the map are true Los Angeles streets. They truly cross each other. Some of the characters are true characters in the LAPD world. So they did a really good job there. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm not a snow guy. I'm not a snow person, guys. I have Big Bear and Lake Arrowhead that if I want to go to the snow, I can. But I love my Southern California weather, so I will definitely. And where I live, I could be at the beach in about an hour and 15 minutes, or I could be in the snow in an hour and 15 minutes. So that's rather what I enjoy. So let's see here. I'm good with portable physical drives though, Yuki, but I heard sometimes they go bad unless it's like the new ones. I think the new SSDs are probably long lasting, so I do have one of those that I'm throwing a lot of stuff on though. But yeah, I do know you have to be very careful with the mechanical drives, because of what I understand is mechanical drives will eventually fail. It's not a matter of if, it's just when they will eventually fail. Right, Neil? A good rendition of 1940s by Australia devs. Yeah, phenomenal. I miss real winters, not the winters, light autumns we now have now. So that's the part about Southern California. I don't know what a real winter is, because our winter is me still wearing shorts in December and January. So don't really know what that is. Hey, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to just do an hour here. Just want to give you guys a heads up. So we did start a little bit late, but I will definitely give you guys an hour of talking about whatever we're going to talk about. By the way, too, it said let's talk goals. Just so you guys know, one of my channel goals is to get 100K followers this year. That's one of my channel goals, as well as trying out some new content creation with the help of Yuki and Fox Commander. We're going to do more of a style of videos where, yes, I'll still be doing my gameplay, but we're going to move on to some other stuff of talking about police work. So, you know, you'll see that and you kind of see it with there's a couple of channels that I watch, like Nukes 5, a couple of other people where they basically will use generic video as to drive the story. And we've seen that with the Gameology channel and stuff like that, where they're not using the specific incident, because there is no video of the specific incident, but they're using video to drive a story that I'm usually talking about, or so forth like that. So we're going to try something like that ourselves, where we're going to I'm going to talk about some of the things that I've done, some of the things I've seen, so forth. And then also too, I'm trying to see if I have a couple of friends that have retired that would be willing to tell their stories, even not showing them, but you can hear them talking about some of their different stories in law enforcement and paramedicine. So we'll see what happens. Let's see here. Hey there, Scootmeister, how's it going? Let's see, Black. Hey, Black, that's your department's problem, man. Black's talking about they hired someone who lied on their application. I'm a big believer, if you lie, you die. So, yeah, that's a department problem. They should not be hiring anybody that has questionable ethics. So that does suck. Let's see here, Tordai. We had real winters in my childhood. Once again, I've only had California winters. You know what? I was an adult when the first time I touched snow, I think. No, I take that back. I was in the 3rd grade. I was an adult the first time I ever was watching snow come down. I was amazed. You would have thought I was a little kid. I was actually in Mammoth with my wife. We had just had our daughter Jordan. She was still a little baby. I'm talking about maybe just a couple of months old. And we were walking to our car and it started snowing. And I was just like, oh, is this snow? I mean, it was like I had touched snow, but I had never had seen snow come down like in real life. And it was just like I was so flipping amazed. It was awesome. So it's kind of funny how things happen. I was an adult when like I said, I first saw snow and not saw snow, but when when it snowed on me, I should say, when it snowed on me. Brady, hey Chris, see when it hit the ramp, I made a foul noise. I scared the hell out of my grandma. Well, that's good, Brady. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, Toy, Gameology is good. However, they've accumulated a lot of views based upon me, so it's time that I accumulate views based upon me. So we got to change our formula just a little bit for us to add something different for people to watch and be entertained. So because people aren't always just entertained by gaming, you got to change it up. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, Nico, how's it going, man? I'm doing pretty well myself. Hey, can't complain right now. I'm in my podcast room. I'm having a cup of coffee. Dylan says, these New England winters are nothing but icy cold and minimal snow for some of the tons of others, so hit and miss. Yeah. I was back east a couple of months ago in October, and I was like, whoa! It was real weather. We were in, we went to actually Sleepy Hollow, New York, which was freaking amazing. It was awesome, but the weather was like, it was real weather. So we actually got to see autumn leaves and stuff like that, stuff that you don't see here in California. I like that, Chrisology. God, that would have been a cool channel name, huh? Instead of Chris the Cop, Chrisology. That would have been gold. Where the hell were you, Tordai, with that idea? Where the hell were you? Jinja of Clan Ninja. It's weird how I'm in Scotland, it's cold and rainy, but down in England it's snowing. Yeah. Hey Jinja. So next year, I'm taking my wife to her home ancestral lands of Scotland. So we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to stop in and grab a pint with you because we will be in Scotland to see where the wife came from. Neo Balak, your screen seems to be bobbing up sometimes. I think it's the camera. The camera's right here. So if I move around, it goes, or maybe it's me because I'm moving like this and I got my foot on the desk. So maybe. Dylan, we had gale warnings all week and icy below zero weather, but no precip, just clear skies. Oh, okay. Should the Third Amendment be revisited or curtailed? Why, man? Why would you even think that? Send it out to me. Let me know what you think. Right, Torlai? Now you tell me. I like that. It's never too late to change your channel now. I know, but you know what? I got a lot of things attached to Chris the Cop now. I'm working on some projects. So it's kind of one of those things where I think we'll just keep it to where it is. But that would have been cool because Chrisology would have been. I think people would have probably bought merch that said Chrisology as opposed to, as far as Chris the Cop, because with Chris the Cop, people don't really want to put Chris, a cop on a shirt or wear a shirt that says Chris the Cop or something like that. So I think for merch, that probably would have been cool. Warwick, trying to remember what the Third Amendment is. Canadian here, so no knowledge. U.S. Constitution is shaky. The Third Amendment is about the quartering of soldiers during wartime. So in the Revolutionary War, where this comes from, because remember, our forefathers, they really built the Constitution and the amendments based upon the things that England was doing or not doing. And so under English rule, the the military could come in and take over your residence. And the forefathers, our forefathers, decided that they did not want to make that possible anymore in the United States. So it's something about no quartering. I don't know the exact language, but that's basically what it is. It's a quartering of soldiers of the military. So, untouchable FGC. Well, first of all, hello. Thanks for joining. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still here and you have not liked, hit that like button. I want to hear this. That's all the likes. Let's get those like buttons. All right. Let's see. Good afternoon, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Just one question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? Any superpower. Now I'm going through the characters. Superman, Green Lantern. Of course, I'm going with all the DC ones because I'm not a Marvel guy. I'm a DC guy. Let's see. I think I would like to go with invincibility. Like Superman's invincibility, where bullets would bounce off you, fire would not hurt you, because you could do so much good with it. So you could truly be a hero with that. So I think it would be oh my God. Invincibility. I was going to say invisibility. Invincibility. That would be it. Yeah, that's a good question. That's probably, I like that question. Let's see. Ginger, no worries. To be honest, I don't drink, but it would be good to meet up though. Okay. Well, you could have whatever Scottish people who don't. Wait, okay, Ginger, hold on. How is it you're Scottish and you don't drink? I mean, I thought you guys like came with a you know, I'm just kidding. Stereotyping the Scot, the Irish, and the English always being drunk, but that's good that you don't. I kind of wish I didn't ever start drinking, so it has become some has given me some problems over the years. I'm doing well. I've seen Nico. I'm doing well. Feeling a bit hungry, but about to dive into some cyberpunk. Cool. Coffee with Chris. How does that sound? I like that. Coffeeology, right? Coffeeology. Hey, it's a Matt Boone. It's a Russian. Privet. I don't know what you retracted. I saw your message was retracted, but Privet. Thank you for joining us. I like coffee with Chris. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Superpower to doubt. Yeah, I know, right? Walk on water or fly. I don't know. I like invincibility. All right, not a bad account. SWAT teams at times need to stake out from neighborhood residents. Third Amendment gets in the way. No, the Third Amendment does not get in the way of that. That has nothing to do with law enforcement. That is federal military. What gets in the way of that are the Fourth and the 14th Amendment. However, during a operation, we have utilized someone's residence without their permission. That is allowed. So that was not a Third Amendment. That's why I'm saying it's not a Third Amendment. We have occupied people's homes during a containment of a wanted suspect that was on the run. So, yeah, that has nothing to do with the Third Amendment. Going invisible, wink, 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 right? All right, work. Oh, okay. I can understand why that's a problem, and yet in some cases there might be a need, though it should not be voluntary. Today's age, you're not going to see that anymore. This was written back in the 1700s when that was a possibility. Today, with technology, we're talking about most of the wars will now be push button wars, drones, all that type of stuff. So, there you go. Let's see. Tordai, watch out for kryptonite. Yeah, you gotta be invincible with no kryptonite. No, you're Warwick, so you are right. Heroism is not tied to any ability because, once again, of all the heroes that are out there right now, they're not invincible. As a matter of fact, they know that they could die. I'm just thinking about the things that you could do. And I'm kind of thinking on the whole Batman fringe. That's what I'm thinking about. We're talking about superhero stuff, right? Because there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of heroes out there doing stuff every day, and what they do makes them a hero. So I definitely do agree with you. I'm just saying, the world I live in and what I would like to do, I would definitely use that for some cool stuff. Mine Flame Blade. Hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining. Let's hit that like button, guys. Come on, just what I want to hear. Let's hit some likes. Let's hit 25 likes. Hey, Chris, didn't realize you were streaming at the moment. Was playing through Commander mode and just finished Valley of the Dolls. Oh. And now I have to do Elephant, a mission I'm dreading due to its difficulty. Okay. The elephant. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. I hate that fucking mission. That mission sucked. It sucked because I was trying to use real SWAT tactics as much as I possibly could. So it sucked even more. I'm going to tell you right now, don't let the SWAT commander push you when he starts saying that civilians are dying. Yeah, you don't want any to die, but they could push you so you over-penetrate a room and get yourself sniped. So be real careful with that. And you just got to move. I'm going to tell you, at this point in time, I would just put your team on follow and just go through. Get them to come through with you, and hopefully they're going to pick up your corners and take out anybody that be in wait. But got to watch those corners. So try it. Let me know how you do. I completed it. Took me about 4 attempts to complete it. I have not uploaded my foo bars on that. My foo bars are painful for me to watch. So, how's the new year so far, Prime? It's doing good. I have been putting a lot of my spare time into my store. As a matter of fact, I painted all day yesterday one of our rooms because we just got this new awesome game theory table called the Arena, which is a digital LCD touch screen that you could play games on, where you can upload your maps for Dungeons and Dragons and all that type of stuff. So the room was really run down. And it's a private room where you have to rent it. So I wanted to make sure I give my customers a better experience. So we are definitely getting that room up to par. So I will be having some pictures very, very soon as I finally get that room done. Let's see here. Yeah, we've got 21 likes. Let's go for 25, guys. Let's see here. Not banned account. Shouldn't the Third Amendment apply to SWAT teams? Surely our founding fathers would not disguise between. Nope. You cannot. Nope. That's the genius of our Constitution. It deals with both federal, state, and local issues. So, no. The military, I see. If the military's in the streets of the United States, we have a freaking problem already. I mean, martial law will be declared. So, martial law actually has to be declared. But military in the streets is far different than our police officers that are out there doing their job every day. So, no, you cannot blur those two together. That would not work well. Let's see, Black. I'm so disappointed that the department has so many new officers that have zero common sense, lack of awareness, and all that stuff. Yeah, that's the state that we're in these days, unfortunately, because you have a generation that was coddled by their parents. Their parents did not let them make tough decisions. Their parents did not make them suffer through adversity and overcome obstacles and stuff like that, because the parents removed all of that. So yeah, that's the generation that has been bred. Now the next generation is going to be much better, because we have learned, well, not we, I knew that was going to be a problem, but parents are learning their lessons now when they see that their kids are failure to launch and stuff like that. So, you need adversity, you need obstacles, you need setbacks, you need to lose, you need not to get everything that you want, you need to, basically get your gut punched. You need all that to survive in the real world, because that's where we live, is the real world. This place that people think exists does not exist, and quite frankly, those are the people that get left behind. What is Batman's powers? All he does is fight and drive. Batman's powers? That's pretty much it. He's a badass. Remember? If you can be Batman, always be Batman. Just a badass. Your solution is to uninstall Ready or Not, both of you. Quiet, Yuki. What did I get for Christmas? I got, actually, I don't get a lot of presents for Christmas because if you can see behind me, I pretty much have purchased every one of these toys, action figures, collectibles behind me. And so my family just knows I'm going to buy what I want to buy when I want to buy it. So they really don't get me anything. My daughter did get me some cool other collectibles because she knows I'm a big Flash Gordon fan. But yeah, I really don't want presents. I get more happiness out of me buying presents for people and watching them open them and it being something that they wanted. So there you go. Sailor Outlaw, let's see, what type of coffee is your favorite? You know what? If I'm going to Starbucks, I like a mocha. I get a venti mocha, extra hot with whipped cream. That is my favorite. That's my go-to. Mine, Flame Blade. I have my team loaded for Bear Scar Rifle so far, one casualty, and it was on greased palms. So here's my problem of mine when it comes to ready or not. I think I know people want to choose all these cool weapons and gear and all that type of stuff, but I try to tell people, challenge yourself and play with the real weapons that a SWAT team would have available. That is the true way to play these games. And I get it. Everyone wants these cool freaking weapons and from Russia and China and all this shit. But if you're going to play a U.S. tactical team game, then play with U.S. weapons. Try it. So, let's see, Warwick. Valid point. I'll look forward to seeing that room. Always wanted the kind of table where DMing RPG in person. We now play on Roll20. That's cool. Yeah, we're going to be starting one of my employees and I are going to be starting a weekly Dungeons and Dragons game. We'll see about recording it. We'll see. Hey, what's up, Frosty? J Medic. Tordai, parents, do your job. A parent, stop going easy on your kids. Same with teachers, go hard on them. Yeah, life is not easy, man. Life is full of setbacks, guys. That's the true part. All right, Dylan Cajeda, I know there's a difference from different states, departments, but what are the reasons that you would see police cruisers following an ambulance? I see that lately quite a bit. Suspects in custody. Juvenile in the back of the ambulance. So that's generally police will follow an ambulance to the hospital for a few reasons. Number one, they requested it. Number two, suspects in custody, or the patient is a suspect in custody. Number three, you have a victim of a violent crime that requires police follow-up. 4, you have a juvenile in the vehicle. And there's probably a few more of the things, but those are a few of the things that come to my mind. Let's see, Warwick. You can't always get what you want, but sometimes you just might find you get what you need. Yeah. Life is good that way. Hey, I'm with you, Yuki, though. I would not turn down a Frappuccino chocolate. That's for sure. Let's see, not a bad account. Police nor police with military gear did not exist when the Bill of Rights was drafted. So, military gear. That is a farce when it comes to that. There's nothing police have, unless they're getting it right from the military, that is military gear. The military has their stuff. We're not buying our stuff from military outlets. We're buying our stuff from civilian companies that are making product for law enforcement. We're not wearing level 4 vests. I mean, I guess we do have some level 4 vests, but oftentimes what we get made for in law enforcement, the military adopts because they find that we have a better product. I'll give you a prime example: the Lenco Bearcat. The Lenco Bearcat is an armored vehicle that was built for civilian law enforcement, and it was such a great vehicle that the military adopted it and bought it. And so now, because it was just built so well, they did such a great job. But if you look at it, in fact, SWAT teams, yes, when SWAT teams first started, all we had available was old surplus military gear, fatigues, all that type of stuff. But if you look at what we're wearing today, what we're outfitted with today, it's built for us. Yes, does it look militaristic? Yes, it does. But hey, we got bad guys with bad guns. And they got AK-47s, they got, automatic weapons. This is not a flipping game. This is law enforcement cannot lose this fight. If we lose this fight, that means you lose. That's all that really means, is you lose as the public. So we have to win, and we got to win by being aggressive. We got to win by having the proper gear. We have to be outfitted with the right gear and stuff like that. And quite frankly, we're not running around with, like I said, I don't know. Maybe there's some stuff that is military. I could be wrong, but the gear I had was not purchased from the military. It was purchased from a civilian vendor. So, and I just hate the whole militarization of the police. It's just a bunch of fucking bullshit. Let's call it what it is. It's just a bunch of fucking bullshit by a bunch of woke people who want to, defund the police. You know what? There's flipping people running around with AK-47s, automatic weapons, bullets that go right through officers' bulletproof vest, and bullshit. So we got to be well armed. All right, let's see here. Have you heard of Phoenix Jones, the first most realistic superhero? He just arrested over 105 criminals, but after 5 years, he started selling drugs and got arrested. That's sad. What are your thoughts on 300 blackout for law enforcement? 300 blackout. Right now, I'm going to plead ignorance. I don't know what that is. Let's see, mine. Does an LVR count as an American? Generally, I don't know as ready or not. I don't know. Yuki, Chris, what you said about people want all those cool weapons and such, ready or not, simply attracted the wrong audience that started out as wanting to be a SWAT game, but ended up getting an audience that wanted to play a special forces unit, and when it's not much that can be done about it. Yeah, Yuki, you are right about that. You're definitely right about that. Warwick, teach more how we deal with setbacks, but in a healthy way. Also, I'm curious if you were to want a specific RPG system to run a good quality game set within a police framework. That's a good question. I don't know. I have to think about that. Yes, Vente chocolate is awesome. Let's see here. Black Air Force. I work in the recruitment division. Can I get someone arrested based on confessing a crime, or have my higher up start an investigation? You should just take down the information and then give it to the higher ups and let them make that decision, Black. You should not make that decision on your own, to be honest. The only and only Shafin. Hello there. It's been a while. Hey man, how's it going? Hey, please like. We got 25 likes. Let's go for 35. Yes, that is flipping awesome. Let's see, Frosty. Maybe you handle someone with bazooka. No, but we have arrested people that have had grenades. I think grenades was the worst thing that we have ever seen. And pipe bombs and stuff like that, but no rocket launchers, none of that shit. But we have definitely arrested people with grenades, pipe bombs, all that type of stuff. Execute Order 1030 military service can be resold to law enforcement for domestic use. That includes APCs. Yeah, but that's a lot. You actually have to now, President Obama changed the rules on that. You now have to justify the need. You can't just get the product. So a lot of places, I'm telling you right now, we are well funded in Southern California. Law enforcement in Southern California is well funded. We can always use more money, but we're not using the 1033. Plus, the 1033 is just too controversial, as a prime example. It's just too controversial. City councils don't want to deal with it. City managers don't want to deal with it. So they want to be able to be clean and say, no, we're not using the 1033 program. So, and quite frankly, the 1033 program, when we used it, we did get an APC. We gave it away. It's too costly to operate, so we didn't even want it. We got backpacks and we got boots. And the boots were from Danner. So Danner is a boot manufacturer in Oregon, and they make hiking boots, police boots, military boots, and they had some boots and the backpacks. We got backpacks for our guys. So if that's going to make us militaristic, I guess then we are then. But that's what we used the 1033 for. New key. You have to level the playing field. The stuff you're mentioning completely disregards a lot of the current stuff criminals can get their hands on. It's a bit ignorant, to be honest. Yeah, you do have to level the playing field, Yuki. That's a good point. You really, really do. And we're behind the 8 ball. Let's see, mine. By the way, speaking of SWAT gear, I'm a massive fan of the tactical shield. The fascinating equipment from the era, from the dawn of man, is still used today, just upgraded and refined over the years. So yeah, there is the shield mine comes and goes. And we're always getting like new shield technology, like shields on wheels, level 4 shields, those type of things. So the shield does come and go. It's being utilized more because now we're making more methodical, slow entry. Back when we were doing dynamic entry, the shield was just not a tool. Today, the shield is a good tool, though in Ready or Not, you could just sling it on your back and with one hand get it, right? Not real life. Anyways, but the shield does have its uses, and it's really, really good to get those doors open and do a slow, methodical search. So yes, it definitely does have its uses. Let me see. Respectfully disagreeing with mandatory seizure of residents should not be conflated with calls of disarmament. They are separate topics. I don't know anything about seizing people's residence. I've been a cop for 27 years, and my department never seized anyone's home. So I don't know. I mean, I know on the federal level, the feds seize people's property, but on the local level, we're not seizing people's houses. Okay, that's a federal thing. That's feds. So your fight would be with the feds. Local law enforcement's doing local law enforcement stuff, but we're not taking people's houses. So like I said, I've been a cop for 27 years, and I can't even think of one story where I heard LAPD, LASD, San Francisco PD, Oakland PD, San Diego PD, and then the small departments in between all those ever taking someone's house. I've never heard of that. I've heard of the feds doing it, but I've never heard of that. And when the feds do it, you're talking about these drug cartel people. You're not even talking about the mom and pop drug dealers or the local drug dealer. We're talking about the cartel people, the people that have these $40 million mansions, and the only reason why they got these $40 million mansions was selling drugs and arms. So, but I've never heard of that. If you got a story, throw it in the chat. I'd love to hear it and comment about it. But yeah, I'm actually going to do a little research, and I'm going to talk to some of my chief friends, see if they've ever heard of that as well. But, I was a chief of police, and I've never heard of that. Points was that armed government person seizing a residence functionally similar to soldiers quartering. No, I would tell you, go back to the 1700s, and people would tell you that was a whole lot different, because when you got quartered, when you were quartering soldiers, you were living in the barn, and they could take all your food, and that's a far different story there. Mine, they got their hands on grenades through the cartels. That's really how it gets, the black market. Yeah, there you go. Frosty put the black market, yes. Hey, Lucius Privet, how's it going? Yuki, if a typical gang member can get their hands on a fully automatic with body armor, then law enforcement should get the same thing. Very true. And calling a tactic of holding containment in a block to secure a perp from running off and causing further harm, seizing residents, is a joke. Yeah, I agree with you, Yuki. That is far different from quartering. Quartering meant that they were never going to leave. We leave once we get the bad guy. So, yeah, we're not staying there. We're not eating your food. We're not, we're not raping your daughters. That's a whole different thing. I mean, you got to really look at the history of where quartering came from. And what was going on during that time. So, and we could have seen it again during the Civil War, and that's why the Constitution was there, because our forefathers knew we would go to war again. Have you worked with dogs? I was actually the canine commander. So yes, I only was able. When I took over as the canine commander, I only had one dog, I only had one canine handler, and his name was Danny. Really good dude, really great guy, Isaac still, and yeah. So yes, I have. Let's see here. Boom Donuts. Yo, first stream of the new year. I caught it today. Hey, Boom, thanks for joining. Please throw us a like. We're going for 35 likes. Black Air Force. Chris, why LAPD is cracking down on organized crime in LA when it's thriving right now? Why LAPD isn't? Black, it's not just LAPD. Well, there's a big change now. So let's go back. Let's go back in time and let's just call a spade a spade. When we were getting the defund the police, it became Noire to say that the police were the enemy. So the police retreated. California, or actually law enforcement across the United States, retreated after the events of George Floyd, and we saw the defund the police movement. And then all of these woke politicians were like, oh, we're putting too many people of color in prison and jail and la 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 la. And subsequently they started to change, the laws. Got Prop 47, AB 109, and then a host of other initiatives, and we got DA Gascon coming in here and wreaking his havoc, and that's really what happened. And now it's time for law enforcement to take the streets back, because it's quite frankly unsafe. It's always been unsafe, but people wanted to ignore it, and because of the current politics in the United States, we saw that America spoke out and said, we're done with this. We're done with this social experiment, and now it's time to have law and order. So we are definitely going to see law and order coming back. At what cost? I don't know. And I quite frankly don't know if we can get the streets back. But we're going to see. Warwick, I do agree with the police need to be able to keep up with that they be faced with. I also think that some funding to help give additional options and tools outside of just SWAT response. Oh yeah, because patrol needs just as many tools as SWAT, because patrol will always be first on scene. Let's see here. Not a banned account. July 10th, 20, Mitchell family's home was seized by Henderson police for tactical advantage. Mitchell was arrested for obstructing when he protested. Okay. All right. So when you say the family's home was seized, was it permanently seized? Or did they just take it during the arrest? We're talking about, we could be talking about two different things. So did they seize the house and then sell the house and keep the assets? That's my question, because that's a seizure to me. That means that the family did not get the property back. So, and we're talking 2011? I mean, we're talking about a whole different time of law enforcement. We're in 2024 now. The 1033 program has been revamped under President Obama. And there has been significant talk about what law enforcement can and cannot do regarding seizures anymore. So we're way, man. You might as well go back to the, hey, let's go talk about a freaking incident that happened in 1970. That's so old. Law enforcement's ever evolving. So I'm curious. I want to know if the Mitchell family got their house back. That's what I want to know. So how's they got grenades? As far as cartels weren't dangerous enough, and at least DBZ can hold their activity. The anime is widely popular in that region. Yep. Yuki, pretty sure he was told to evacuate the area. The word seize is being falsely used even under the law. His house was being seized to start with the moment. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious to see what that whole story is all about. I'm quite frankly, I don't have enough time to do research on that. I'm not going to research in the middle of a stream, by the way, anyways, with a few minutes left. But we'll have to definitely pick this conversation up later. But yeah, I would like to know. And when you mean seized, did they take the house? Then they made this house the property of Henderson, the city of Henderson, and then the city of Henderson, did they sell the house? And then did they send that money to the federal government? And then did they get their 30% back to the coffers of the city of Henderson? That's a seizure. Taking someone's house temporarily during a SWAT operation is not permanent seizure. And quite frankly, you could say when we pull you over, we're seizing you and your car temporarily. No. Okay. Yeah, Yuki, you brought a good point. When we evacuate a neighborhood because of a SWAT operation, we're seizing all of those homes. You are right, Yuki. We're saying you got to get the hell out of your house because we have a SWAT operation. And for your safety, we're saying get out. So that is a seizure of your property. So that's a good point, Yuki. You brought up a good point. Yeah, so yeah, but it's a temporary seizure. And it's for the public safety. Let's see here. Renal, Chris, I think the 3300 blackout is the same diameter as a 7.62 made to fit in a 5.56 cartridge. Its effectiveness is found with short barrels and for suppressed subsonic use, 7 to 9 inches in barrel length. Okay. I could see the need for that. All right, not a bad account. Temporarily, they stage in there, rated the fridge, wouldn't let residents use it freely. I don't know anything about that. Not a ban. Yes, we can stage in people's residence for public safety. We're missing the whole point here of public safety. Public safety is public safety, okay? And guess what? If they didn't do that and someone got hurt, then it's gonna be like, oh well, the police didn't do their job. See, this is the argument. We're screwed if we do, and we're screwed if we don't. You can take a positive and make it a negative. You can take a negative and make it a positive. That is the folly of the law enforcement profession. No matter what we do, it could be perfectly right, and someone will find fault in it. Now, I don't know about the refrigerator or any of that stuff, but you know what? If they did use the refrigerator, then I hope that they took the time to restock it or give the family a $500 food voucher. I would love to know all that. So, there we go. All right, let's see here. We're almost done here. Boom Donuts. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I remember you said you also worked in the fire department before. I did. I worked for the Sierra Madre Fire Department for 10 years as a paramedic. Dumb question. Did you ever have to rescue a cat from a tree like a cartoon? No, it does not happen. Black. Most departments are not what they used to be. I literally saw an officer insulting their sergeant. I would love for someone to have tried that with me. They would have had a very, very bad day. But did you say never? Once again, well, first of all, I don't know what I said. It's recorded, so we could definitely all go back into time and see if I did say never. But when I say I've never heard of a story, I'm talking about the actual seizure of someone's home by the city or the county, selling it, sending the proceeds to the federal government, and the federal government sending back the 30% through asset forfeiture. That's what I'm talking about. Now, seizing a home, that's semantics on a word, because you're hinked up, not a banned account, on the word seized. Okay, we have gone into people's homes and we have occupied them. Now, if the homeowner's there, I've never had a homeowner tell me no, we could not use their house. Never. And if the homeowner wasn't there, we tried other means. Now, I can't speak to every law enforcement agency in the United States. First of all, there's 260 law enforcement agencies in the state of California. So I can't speak to the tactics of every police department in the world. There's close to 1 million police officers. So do we have bad cops? Yes. About 10% of that 1 million, so that'd be 100,000, are bad. And we should get rid of them. When we find them, we should get rid of them. And hopefully they haven't done any damage. The law enforcement profession, like any other profession, is broken. We have chameleons that are able to fool us and hire them, and in reality, they're just bad people. And then do good cops become bad? Yes, they do. And I hope we find them, detect them, and get rid of them. But the word seized, you're locking me into a word that you have a definition for, that I have a definition for. And once again, our definitions are not aligning. So yes, we have done that before. But when you say the word seize, here's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking the city or county or state took the property permanently, sold it sent the money to the federal government under the asset forfeiture rules, and then the city, state, or county got their 30% back. That's what I talk about seizure. Taking someone's home temporarily or occupying their house temporarily during a SWAT operation is not, I guess it's a temporary seizure, but I'm going to venture to say, because of liability, that majority of that was with the homeowner's permission. So I'm just saying. Yes, Ginger, you're right. I would have had the rookie get it. Yeah, exactly. Work. Yeah. All right. So, all right. We're on it. We're at 2 minutes past the hour. I know, Tordai. I know. I'm going to be wrapping this up. So I actually want to wrap up on a positive note. Okay. So here's what I want to wrap up, because I actually, not a band brings up some points, and I don't fault him for bringing this up, because it's the world he lives in, and no one's wrong. Here it is. Nobody's wrong, because the only reason we argue is when, not to say the only reason we argue, we tend to commonly have arguments when we want to prove the other person wrong. That's truly why we argue. Now, there's arguments for other reasons and stuff like that, but like I said, so like when a husband and wife argue, 9 times out of 10, it's because the other party is trying to prove the other party wrong, and that's never going to work out in a relationship. So that's why, my wife and I, we personally try not to argue, and we try to talk to each other, because sometimes it's just a difference of opinions or, on a decision making. So with that, like with Not a Banned Account, I get it. He has a certain belief system regarding law enforcement and certain things with the Constitution and seizures and stuff like that, but it doesn't make him wrong, because that's how he views it. Now, all I can do on my part is hopefully educate a little bit onto what really is happening by being the insider, because truly I am the insider. I'm the one who's been there. I'm the one who has been in homes as a SWAT operator. I've been the one who's been the commander who's had to ask people, can we use your house? A lot of times when we do evacuations, just so you guys know this. Well, no, I'm not going to say that out loud, because that's a public safety issue. I was about to say something out loud, and I'm not going to say it. But when police do evacuations, we take some precautions to be able to use the person's home. Let's put it that way. I'm going to leave that very generic, because I do not want to risk public safety on the comment I was going to make. But let's put it this way. We do have checks and balances that ensure us that if we needed to use that person's home after we evacuate them, that we can. And then we're getting that voluntary compliance. Now, if someone tells us no, I'm going to tell you right now, as a SWAT commander, and risk and liability is one of my functions, we're not going to use that house unless it's just tactically we just need it. Like the sniper needs that room to take out the bad guy. It's just like the best spot ever. That would be like the only reason, or it's just the best staging area. It's the place that's just closest that we could get our team to before we have to do that dynamic entry. That's really it. That's all I can really think about. How I would take someone's house without their permission when I have so many other options available to me. And quite frankly, today with Bearcats, armored vehicles, we can get up and close and friendly. I mean, it's not like they don't know we're there. I mean, if the SWAT team's been called out, the bad guys know we're there. We're not like, that shit doesn't exist. Okay. They know we're there. We're on our comms, I always laughed at movies like that. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You got two what? Somebody on your head? Fly? I don't know. It's a lot of military stuff there. I'm sure military uses this stuff all the time. Good for them. They have a whole different mission. They train and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I do apologize. We've gone a little bit over. However, this is our only stream for our only Coffee with the Cop on a Saturday stream for the next 18 weeks. I will try to add some Coffee with the Cop or Soda with the Cop over the next 18 weeks so we can at least have these great discussions, because this was a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed it. We had 29 likes and we had some great conversations. Not a Banned Account. always love. Thank you for challenging me. It's always good to get challenged. And I definitely do appreciate it. I don't ever want a room full of people that agree with me. Throw shit at me, man. Challenge me. Ask me the tough questions. That's what this is all about. So, yeah, it's definitely there. I love it. All right. So, remember, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely can make the world a better place by just helping one person at a time. That could be with a simple smile, a nice comment, or just a nice gesture. And we all know that I truly, truly, truly mean that. So, we got a lot of going on in this world right now, and too much hate, too much controversy, and you know what? In our own little circles of the people that we are around, we can make it better for all of us. So that's what this is all about. We can't fix the world, but we can definitely fix what's around us. So there you go. All right. Lots of love, peace. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend some time with my day. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the super chats. And thank you for the challenges. I definitely do appreciate that. And we will keep you apprised on the next live conversation event happens. Coffee with Chris. Yes, I like that, Tordai. All right. Take it easy. Peace out. Oh, I gotta hit a bunch of buttons.